Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shebo. Today is Thursday, April 13th, 2023. I've got Dolly. Yes, Merle. Yeah, Merle. Little Miss Purge. Yeah, purrs and meows. Purrs and meows behind my head. You're sniffing. You were sniffing my hair. You were sniffing my hair. Yeah. Yeah. So, hi. We meet again. Last time we met, I did things in Factorio. We finished setting up the stuffs. Yeah, the things. We set up the things. We set up nano-structured material and began work towards getting into alien enzymes. Let us go here. Yeah, we finished these things. Got all the buildings placed to make these things last time. Not really much to say between streams of stuff that's gone on between streams, outside of the fact that I spent my entire day yesterday playing Genshin Impact. I did not even start Factorio at all yesterday. So pretty much did very little between streams. I continued where I had left off with the Zungroar factory that we got to, because we did begin work with alien enzymes by setting up PyAE, Mukmo, Kamounts, and Zungroar. We actually set up all 4 of those when we last met, after finishing up the nano-structured materials. Got Mukmo here, got PyAE here. They are dancing the night away, dancing their shells off. And I had set up an initial line of a few of these buildings, like 3 of these Zungroar layers. Between streams, I have completed placement of the Zungroar factories. We are still building them. I am still building them. I've got like 4 operational at the moment, so there's no real point in having all of them up and filled in with their modules, because, you know, only 4 of them are operational right now. We are waiting for the positive feedback loop to give me enough stuff to actually keep things moving. And unfortunately with Zungroar, with the basic recipes, it just takes forever for this to happen. The basic recipes themselves are very, very slow. That's why we end up needing 45 of these just to get a net output of 0.09 cocoons per second. Okay, so just to get an output of 0.09 per second. 45 layers. And you end up needing to make 0.45 because the ratio is just awful. You need several times more cocoons looping in the system than the output that you get. It's extremely annoying, to say the least. It is extremely annoying, and it will take many hours before this actually gives us an output of cocoons. Speaking of which, I don't even think that I've put anything into an output box at this point, because of yeah, I haven't even put an actual output box on here to overflow into, because it's just going to take forever to get all of these cocoons. I don't remember if I actually output the Zungroar themselves into a box either. Did I end up doing that? Bad thing, because I don't actually need the Zungroar, I need their cocoons. Hello, Good morning. I am getting right into it today, clearly. Not too much else to discuss going into today, because I didn't really do too awfully much. I did do a couple of other things besides this. We'll talk about that in a second here. Okay, so they all go here. All right, so all the adults go put in. I need to put a copy of that, paste it like a few tiles back so that I can output priority into box. There we go. Now excess cocoons will get put into the box, but it will take a very long time. It will take an extremely long time to have enough cocoons to fill every building and fill the lane of belt across the entire build before we back up enough to actually start filling this box to get any usable cocoons in the end. It's unfortunate, but it will take like 20 hours to do this, I would imagine. So yeah, there's no real way to speed it up either. So in the meantime, we're just gonna move on and assume we have these, even though we don't, and we won't because of positive feedback loops. This is being sped up ever so slightly by the fact that I am still making Zungroar from scratch. That is a thing. In fact, all of the module requests are coming in from Zungroar being made from scratch. And if I wanted to, I could supplement with from scratch Zungroar to help speed up the cocoon production. Just get this moving. It needs spider DNA samples, which eats by PyScience 3, I believe. Yeah, that's been a slight issue. The goat DNA samples and the spider DNA samples to make the first copies of Zungroar, the from-scratch copies of Zungroar, yeah, they eat Pi3, and these recipes are not productive, even though every other DNA, besides like the exotic, unknown and exotic is not productive, but like every other DNA sample is productive. You can put productivity modules in all of these other DNA samples, which makes it very weird and odd that these specific 3 here don't take them. Oh, it looks like Fawagi don't. Weirdness. I think it's more of an oversight that they just didn't put everything in the list that needed to be put into the list. Anyway, because note that everything that takes productivity modules in PyAE mods has been specifically defined to take productivity. There is an explicitly written list that adds productivity effects to all of these recipes. So if it has productivity, it has been like consciously made to be productive, which ends up meaning that if you have a whole grouping of things that should all take productivity, it's easy to miss sometimes. I think some just got missed on the list. Same with these codices here. There are, like, every codex should be productive, but I think not all of the newer ones have the productivity defined for them. They simply were not added to a list because they should all be productive. See, the Kamouts are productive, the Simic are not, the Thadai are, and the Numel are not. So the older creatures are productive, and yet the newest ones, Simic, are actually technically newer than most of the creatures. Um, these were added post-release of PyAlien Life. Yeah, it's just a little weird, just a little weird. So what did I do besides add buildings here between streams? I have to think about this ever so slightly. What did I actually do? It wasn't too awfully much. I went to a titanium megamine site and I added megamined titanium. Brought it into the one location that is making titanium in my base. And yeah, just have gone from there. Removed my ore mining of titanium. So now I am not spending any acetylene on the mining of titanium and lead in the base. There's no more acetylene being spent on that. Instead, there's acetylene being spent on quartz, and not as much of it as what was spent on lead and titanium. And if I need to get more quartz from a mega mine, then I would be able to do so, because I would have more acetylene to work with. I do have acetylene to work with. So here's the titanium megamine setup. It literally has like a Mechasaurus in here that like has laser eyes that laser the thing. It's a neat little mine. It's a neat little mine. Also, I think it was here. Yeah, I've put down a chromium mine. I do need to set this up still. I need to set this up still and yeah, get this placed and all of that. Replace my requests for chromium where I am requesting chromium in like the 2 spots where I have it. So yeah, that was basically it. The last, there's 2 other things I did. One was at one of my molten copper setups. I added speed modules and reduced the size of the setup. So we could actually do a direct comparison here, because this is the pre module setup to process 75 ore per second into molten from grade 4 processing. So grade 4 molten copper minus like reject processing over here. Copper is unique in that it has a byproduct that you can use to add additional plate production, but it is useless to me because I don't want to deal with that at all as a thing. I'm making molten copper. I am using molten copper, and I don't feel like overflow voiding the copper plates from processing these rejects. And I'm not making the plates here. I'm not making the plates here, I'm making the molten. The point is the molten. If the rejects gave me molten, I would use them, but the rejects do not give me molten, and there's no path to ever have them give me molten. Which, yeah, means that I'm just going to ignore them until the end of time, and delete them from the face of existence. Anyway, this is like the pre-module 75 per second, and then this is the post module 75 per second. It slimmed down a bit, huh? It's slimmed down. It's no longer as wide as before. Now I do need to go and do this over here, but my thought was, hey, this doesn't actually look all that great anymore because there's like big holes in it now. I should probably just rebuild this from scratch and likely plan it around processing 150 rather than 75. It's also using a lot of like physical modules for each building. It could be even further reduced with beacons, but I only have 10 left at this point. And that leads me to the last thing that I did right before the stream today, which was this. Okay. I am relocating my rock hole. I am in the process of relocating my rock hole mining from here, this area. I plan on, in fact, deleting this entire setup. I plan on deleting this setup and using the space for my mall. That is the plan. I have extended to the north. I will need to extend to the south, and in fact, I will be relocating my red hot coke / coke oven gas factory here. More likely than not, I will be relocating this somewhere else and using all of the space. Now the science can stay right here. It can stay. This will be an integral part of my my mall. In fact, what I'm going to be doing today is basically extending my logistic zone coverage down here so I can actually feed it purple science without using a train. That is going to be the goal. But first, we need alien enzymes. And in order to get alien enzymes, the last thing that we need to make with a new creature for this is the Vonix. For venom glands, we need venom glands. So, Vonix. I do not currently have 65 Vonix dens for this. Oh well. And it's going to need a stupid number of reproductive complex Mark IIs for this as well. This is a very, very slow recipe that has no business being this slow, but we just have to manage. By the way, the current state of my network here, we have close to 860 of the Mark II cargo bots, but like 5,429 of the Mark I's remaining in the base that are being slowly replaced with the Mark IIs. I'm finding that I sometimes need a whole lot more. And then the construction bots are stuck where they are because I'm not actually making any. I removed my logistics requests for the construction bots. I don't need these guys as much as I need the Logi bots. I say as we are approaching the ability to make the next tier of the robots. Oh boy. Approaching, but we're not there yet. We're just not there yet, nor will we be there for quite some time. Same thing with the Nexalit trains. I understand that I do technically have the ability to make the Nexalit trains at this point in time. I'm not going to until after I finish this. Okay, so another thing that I've done is I've worked on... Well, I built this like big grid of all these roboports. I could have better spacing, more spacing between them, but I've realized that I shouldn't have built the power poles like this, because they end up getting in the way of these larger alien life buildings. Of course, this is like the biggest building there is. Oh, right, and you are consuming Vonix, aren't you? So I actually don't want to, like, request my Vonix to fill these. My robots will do that, and they will work. They will actually put them into the module slots. I said, they will actually put them into the module slots. Ta-da! Oh, right. Yet again, I have been defeated by the fact that this holds 4 modules. And I do not need 7. I, in fact, need 4. Buddies? Buddies? No. I refuse. Oh, you only need 1 per cycle, okay. That sounds great to me. Okay, we need Caged Dog and Caged Muckmo. Wonderful. 2 caged creatures for this. Also, reminder, as per usual, because I didn't actually say this at the very beginning. You can extend the stream by an hour. Once total support during the stream equals $10 US. This is just an incentive to stream more, basically, at this point in time. Anything beyond that is greatly appreciated. I'm trying to think of other things, potentially, that I could do with more support during the stream, but at this point, I've got nothing at the moment. Not comfortable going beyond 1 extra hour at this point in time. That would probably kill me, having to do it on a regular basis. And as we discussed last time, or as I discussed last time, I am considering about increasing stream frequency, number of streams, and what it would take to make that happen. And as I said that time, it would be a measure of consistent monthly support, either just people watching more ad revenue, more like YouTube premium revenue, more memberships, more Patreons. Oh yes, by the way, thank you so much to the person who joined the Patreon as a new patron the other day. Hurricane 000 joined the other day as a copper tier member. Thank you so much for that. And if I haven't given you a train station name, I should do so now. Where is our list? There it is. Huh. Well, I'm gonna name you optical sets. Hurricane. I think that's the spelling that I was given. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, just combined, like, take home. If it increases by about $100 per month, I think I will add an extra stream day. And just so as we're clear with this, I will do that for every 100 up to an additional 3 stream days. So 5 total stream days per week is probably where I would cap out. And each stream would also have the incentive to stream an extra hour. How did this happen? Okay. Did it happen here? No. Good. But now this needs power. Okay, we're good there. So yeah, that would also apply for each stream that I end up doing as well. Because I would like to do this as a primary means of income. It's just, it is not there at the moment, and I have to, like, decide just what it would take to actually do this, like, quote-unquote full-time. And that's it, basically. For me, that's where I would be like, okay, we can devote all of my waking effort to this and actually have, like, daily streams throughout the week. Or maybe something on, like, Sunday, and then a day off during the week. Or we'll have to decide that as we go. But, yeah. It would need to be about 100 take-home, like, after fees. More over current per month for me to like feel comfortable with adding a stream day per stream day. So, that being said, let's get to it. We've got these placed. I need to do an Arcod Honey, or shall we say another Arcod Honey build on here. So I will, in fact, grab you. This also eats honey, right? Yeah, both of these steps eat Arcod Honey. Alright, that'll be the honey input. I'll bring something in there, I guess. Probably the adults, we'll see. And I need the caging. And I need guts and meat. The guts and meat probably are going to be just in these guys. Not really. I apparently had, like, logistics storage for these things. And this is going to be, like, 2 belts of things. So even if I have this, I'm still going to need this as well. Alright, and as I mentioned, this is likely going to end up being the adults. Note that I, in fact, need the adults, not their eggs. So overflowing there. I guess that is fine. I can just do that now. And then this bottom line is going to be the caged creatures, which we need what? We need the Augs, and we need Muckmo? Aug and Muckmo. Wonderful. Beautiful. Augs and Muckmo. Aug. Not uncaging. Caging. Cage the Augs. Why you know Muckmo? Muckmo? Muckmoxen? Ingredient shortage of what? Of the quality food. What is the issue with the quality food? What am I missing for the quality food? I am missing starch. I probably just don't have an M starch. Nope. Alright then. M starch, come on down. I did end up picking up, I think, another starch recipe, or it's in the queue here. PKS's plus moondrop seeds plus 2 fiberboard plus formic acid equals 20 starch. And I passed over that initially on looking at it, but what does it compare with? It compares with either powdered Relesia plus fiberboard, 1 into 3 for those, or add sodium sulfate to get 10, so 1 per 10. So there's no difference in the amount of fiberboard here, but instead of sodium sulfate directly, or instead of guar and sodium sulfate, we have to spend PKSs and we get 20 each cycle, and each cycle is almost double the previous thing. Like, okay, but is it productive though? It is not. Okay, well, this is productive. And therein lies the inherent issue of this better starch recipe. It's not productive. It should be productive. Because it's not productive, it means that a lesser quote-unquote recipe that is productive will be cheaper than this better recipe. Yeah. Now, nearly an entire PKS is highly annoying. Apparently there's an upgrade with the Gene Lab that can give you an extra output by adding nickel carbonyl as an ingredient. That would be interesting. Of course, PKSs themselves look like it is a productive recipe. I wonder if they remembered to do that for the upgraded recipe. Oh look, they didn't. Oh look, they didn't remember to add the upgrade recipe to the list of the productive recipes. Oh boy. Yeah. Just saying, that's expensive for 15 starch. That's expensive for 15 starch. Under no circumstances is that much starch worth that much PKS. No. That is better. Ta-da. It might come in this way. For the adults. I have to think that this is the adults. The adults are... Yeah, this will be adults only. For this, on its outputs, we have to deal with the fact that there's going to be multiple things. So we need the barrel, empty barrel filter to the right, and this should filter the egg, the Vonix egg, up, which means that both of the barrels and the cages will end up here, and then we'll have barrels and cages as separate belt lines. Like so. I could probably do this. Excuse me. I could do this all the way back here. Or down here. There we go. Better! Better. Now just get Mukmo. And I will have the stuffs. Oh boy. Vonix stems. We need 65 of these dang things. Oh boy. At least they're just a bit smaller than the Zungwardens, or layers. Okay. Spacing. Let's go with... How do I want to set this up? But I'd rather this actually be like reversed and just do line, like 2-ish lines, 3-ish lines. I'm not sure. It's 5 lines of 13. So I'll do 5 lines of 13. I just need to set this up properly. I will need... Oh yeah, I need to do this. Duh. We need to, you know, hatch the eggs first. Hatch the eggs. We've got some eggs. You need meat. Meat, water, and eggs. Lots of eggs. Oh boy. 12 eggs for 5 to 10 cubs. Great. You don't happen to get anything with assisted embryology, do you? That's what I thought. I'm thinking that it's probably going to be easier to bioprint the venom glands once we have access to bioprinting venom glands. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a massive limb here and say that this is actually gonna be overall cheaper. Hello, Erkigmo. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so these likely going to be bioprinted. Same with actually the the come out tendons. Hello, infantrymen. Same with the come out tendons, and if we can bioprint. No, we can't, because the Zungor, we actually need the eggs like the eggs of Zungor. So those need to stay. Oh right, like Dingrit stuff is supposedly better for bioprinting as well. Like the pelts. But yeah, I think that this is going to be easier, but that Arcot jelly is, that's not very nice. I said it might be easier, not that it was. Jelly barrels. Hello, Ollie. Ollie hath joined me. I need to turn that on. Hello, welcome. I've got Ollie. He's joined me. We've got the big boy. Yeah, big Ollie and the dolly behind my head. She's here too. We've got the babies. We've got babies. They're here, big babies. Yeah. Big Ollie. Yes, you're trying to nuzzle. You're trying to nuzzle. Oh, you're trying to settle. Settle with your face next to my hand. I need my hand. I need this hand. Hey. I need my left hand. I need my left hand. But anyway, that's technology of the future. Which future is it, though, for the venom glands? Oh, it's far future. That's unfortunate. It is in the far future that we get venom. It is in the not-so-distant future that we end up being able to print the tendons and the pelts and spikes, and even pineal glands. And they don't need the immunosuppressants, so... Alright, we might keep the Vonix, because I don't want to spend immunosuppressants on their glands. And we will have faster buildings eventually, so... Yeah, I think these 4 items here, we're most likely going to bioprint. The tendons, the pineal glands, the spikes, and the pelts. Just remove these factories from the face of existence and bioprint them. But we sort of have to get to purple science for that. Therefore, in the meantime, with our several cubs here, I think I'm going to end up doing this actually this way. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3 belts. / not really 3 belts, more like 2 belts with this every other. That's the same stuff, right? Guts and meat? Yeah. Guts and meat. So it's like the exact same arrangement of doohickeys. There we go. give power. And then I need 5 of this. Oh yeah, and I need the output belt. Let's get the output belt. I'll worry about the rest of the logistics afterwards. Okay, 5 of this. Ideally with like a space between. A space or 2. Ah, thanks. It's not aligned. That's aligned. That's 4. I need 1 more. There we go. 5. Okay, you only need caged Mukmo. I think that these will just exist on this outside line. And then the other thing is going to be a shared belt with this stuff. Yes, wire spaghetti, all the stupendous copper wires between everything. Looks a mess. Whoops. Leave that. That needs to be there. But the output... This time the output is this. Right here. Oh yeah, and this actually is... This matters. This matters. So you are going to filter out Vonix adults to the right. And that's going to leave just... Oh, you don't even return cages. Can I just point out the fact that this doesn't return cages? I wanna point this out, hey. This costs cages. So clearly the Vonix are, you know, they're chomping the Mukmo, cage and all. They're just like horfing down the whole thing. Well, I guess that means I don't need that part of it. Because we are, in fact, just spending cages to do this. There we go. You go there. And... Of course. Let there be honey. Glorious and beautiful honey. This needs to split with a output priority left just for the beginning here. Ta-da! That should be that. That should be that done now for the Vonix. So at this point, we are just waiting on existent Muckmo. Hello, Vonix. The giant worm. Giant spiked worm. Alright then. That means that I could slaughter some Vonix at this point. What I want to do is I want to grab from my spot here the like bunches of Vonix that I currently have, because even though I am waiting on buildings to build, I could speed up the process by throwing some Vonix in to make the thingies, and I want to do that most definitely. I want to do that with all of the current Vonix, because that will help to speed up the process of this positive feedback loop. So, in they all go. That will, dang it. That will take all of the modules out of the machine by doing that. Thank you so very much, Even Distribution, for literally yoinking the modules out of the building. Alright, we're not quite done yet, are we? No. I went and I did that, and that's not actually what I needed to do. I didn't want to do that at all. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? I need this here. I need it to connect here. Just like so. So now the adults will end up going all the way down, filling this, and any overflow gets put into the box. The beautiful and glorious box. Alright. Why level 1 slaughterhouses? I totes have level 2 slaughterhouses, Mark 2 slaughterhouses, so let me Mark 2 that, and give speed. Thank you. This is one thing I have actual control over, so I will absolutely use this control. I am not interested in having any of this arthropod blood, even though it is a good amount of arthropod blood that you get out of this. I'm going to do that and that on the other side. The output, I'm going to filter out the venom gland, throw it into a box. The rest of the stuff needs to be deleted. Deleted from the face of existence. Yes, we are at, like, build everything here phase of the game. We are at that point now. I decided that it would be just easier for me to set up absolutely everything here. What the heck did I just do? Whoopsies. I needed that. How much stuff are you gonna make? A bit. That should be plenty enough. Yeah, so going forward, basically the mall is just gonna keep growing. And in this, like, I will very likely need more space than what I've left for the mall. Even removing this section here, and having access to this bottom area as well as this top area, it may not even be enough. I don't quite think it'll be enough. So I'll have to, like, keep moving some stuff around and freeing up more space to keep growing the mall area. But yeah, it's basically not. Basically, I shouldn't call it a mall anymore. It's just the bot base at this point. Just transitioning to a bot base. Rather than thinking of it as a mall, it's just going to be the base. Just bot base going forward. Okay, that done. Alien enzymes themselves can be worked on now. Okay, this is missing the slaughtering of Kamout. So I will do that. The reason why it's missing that is because Helmut sucks. If I were to put the slaughtering of the tendons, it will attempt to increase the amount of come out production to provide all of the other parts, like the guts. And, well, I guess in this case, it's the guts that are needed for a few of the steps in this process. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna slaughter come out for their tendons, and then we're going to need to put this near Zogna. Hello, Zogna. And I need to be here for when the Constructobot constructs. Constructobot? Alright, fine. I will cheat. There we go. Hello. Come outs. Yeah, come outs. There you go. I will efficiency and speed. Sure, why not? Why the heck not? This is caged come out, so I will have to cage my come out. And there we go. There you have it. Ah, not quite. There you have it. Got a couple of things giving arthropod blood here. I could have just rotated the building. Oh well. Okay, let's get down to set up serine. This is also too many. This is also too many. I don't actually need 22 of these. I redid the math, rechecked the math, and yeah, as it turns out, I need like 0.08 tendons for my 0.1 enzymes. Now, I had this at 0.2, but I realized, oh, actually, I probably only want like a half a production science, if that. And yeah, I want to make like double the amount of enzymes that I need for it, so yeah, 0.1. Imagine needing double the Vonix. Nah. Nah. Okay, you are here. Let me get this set. That's that. Next, we've got alien bacteria. Needs phytoplankton. Oh goodness, have I brought phytoplankton of any of these? I think it's all the way at the end. If I did. I did not. So our next fluid shall be phytoplankton. What is this missing? Ah. Sneeze. Sneezies. Like, ah, the honey. I thought we'd be missing honey soon. I actually have built a secondary honey, but I don't think it's moving. Great. That sneeze didn't actually come. Honey, where is that supplemental honey? There it goes. Ah. You are not moving because you are full. And you are not being requested. Huh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, let's get some phytoplankton here. Did I not assign that honey factory? Hold on. I didn't assign the honey factory. Why does this drop-down not work? No. Ah, there we go. Now we're actually gonna use it. And I need to blow my nose. Real quick. Give me a sec. Okay. That should help a little bit. Let me bring in phytoplankton. What? Supposedly, I already have it. I must be blind. I must be blind. Because I did not see it. There it is. I am absolutely blind. I did already have it. Are you surprised that I haven't been, like, hit by a train yet? Walking constantly over these, stations. As I have been. So there's a phytoplankton. Ah, it just goes directly. It just goes directly where it's needed, alright. You there. How do I want to do this? There. Just add serine. So that is alien bacteria. To the tune of a lot, because it's like within range of a speed beacon. Next, Zymogens. Oh boy, this stuff. This stuff made worse by the inclusion of the Zungroar cocoons. Also, there's... What? Why did I not break down microcin and pacifastin? Did I already have those? Why did I not break those down? Huh. Weird. I should have broken those down and had them listed. What? Oh, the microcin's in the list. It was just the pacifastin. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Now that that's sorted... it'll mean I will need arthropod blood, actually. But I will import arthropod blood for this. Yeah, and it's just these two. What? There's actual cocoons. I must have, like, picked some up at some point and put them into storage. Alright, well. Grab this. Helmod, you need to be better at like refreshing the pin list, because it often leaves stuff there that shouldn't be there anymore. Stuff that's been removed. Let's get the pasta. Glorious pasta. Ah, DMS needed here on the MMPs for peptidase M58. Now, have I needed this already? No. What about this one? Have I needed you already? No. Alright. There is something that I made that used DMS already, the MSA for the circuit 3s. So let me go down to DMS and use some of it. Hello, DMS. Nice to see you. I need to access you somehow, some way, some shape, some form. That'll do. Ta-da! Alright, that is MMPs. And that is peptidase M58. Then we need this guy, which eats flavonoids. I've actually put flavonoids onto the train network, because these things up to this point have exclusively been used for science, and I did end up making a factory of this for my Pi 3, I believe, specifically. So I can just bring this stuff in now. The flavs. Probably need a Novin and a Sea Sponge request. I already have the sponge request, so Novins. Right, they're on their way. Don't know why I don't have sea sponges. If they've been requested. Oh no, I do. They are on their way. I'm probably... No, I'm not low on bots. Alright then. Wow, I actually had the cytostatics? Cool. Alright, so those will just get made, and that just leaves this stuff. Paramag material. So I am making paramagnetic material, it's just not being made here, and it's not being put onto the train network. And it's a pain in the butt, because the paramag material eats myoglobin. Paramag, or does it? I'm pretty sure, yes, it does, and it's over yonder. One of these. Or was it the, which factory was it? Neuromorphics. So, at neuromorphic chips. Here. Yeah, it eats myoglobin. Which is meat, urea, and cyanic and phosphate rock. Crushed phosphates, excuse me. And then this is that stuff. Alright. Well, I'll just make it here. Neuromorphics are like nearby, aren't they? Right here. Hello. Where's my cyanic? Cyanic? Cyanic is all the way the hell ass over here. Oh, it looks like I have some of those phosphate rocks crushed already, but I need to crush more of them. Yeet crushed. Yeet crushed. Oh, you're within range of a beacon. I see. No, actually, don't do that. I'm pretty sure I import the rocks already. Voiding, voiding, voiding. So that should work. That should be it. That should be everything. Myoglobin just needs this stuff. It's getting deliveries of all the things. I've got plenty of the cyanic. Just needs the meat in. Whoever will bring me meat first. There's that one charging. Gib a meat. Gib a meat for a cycle. There it goes, it's cycling. One of these probably doesn't make enough. And of course it's not productive. Of course it's not going to be productive, is it? So how are folks? How we doing? We're about at that point where I can plop down the last of the buildings that end up making production science at this point. We're just about there. Now, the rest of the day today will be working towards getting into like mechanical part 3 type stuff. That's going to be what we work towards next. Of course, I'm going to get it set up so that the stuff can process production science. And once that is processed, we'll be good to go and move on towards getting into all of the things involved in making mechanical part 3s. Now, do I have any build for this? Oh yeah, I could set this down at any point, so let me it needs nitrogen. Let me plonk this somewhere just so that I have it. This is carbon aerogel. I had already made the purified quartz, and I am bringing it into the mall at this point. At least I'm pretty sure I am. So I just need to go to my nitrogen supply and plonk the thing down. This is within range of a beacon, so it will make plenty of things. Upgrade my carbon aerogel into, or upgrade my aerogel into carbon aerogel by adding purified quartz. I wish it was productive, but it's not. I don't think I've broken down what I need to make mechanical part 3s. Alright then. Mechanical part 3s, the first of the third of many. Oh goodness. Oh, molten super steel, of course. Alright, well, this is gonna be a bit of a mission, but the numbers are looking fair so far, at least. Yeah, we can do this if it's all in the mall. I will need to make advanced castings for those shafts. But the idea here is that once this is done, I will basically have everything, most everything I need to make the upgraded trains. While the upgraded trains, I don't believe, use mechanical part 3s directly, it uses like all the parts that make them. So that is a thing. And then the mech 3s would be more immediately useful. Oh yeah, there's an immediate use to all these parts because these parts end up being used for the Mark III turbines, which would help with my power production, and they can be used as mechanical part 3s for making power plant Mark IIIs, coal power plant Mark IIIs, which would also be of some use for entity reduction. But as for what's unlocked, oh yeah, we directly need them for Pi Science 4. We directly need them for the last Pi Science in the game. So that's a thing, working directly on an item for the next science level, which, oh boy, next science level, perfect samples. That's gonna be a thing. Also, Vonix eggs. It looks like we'll still need plenty of Vonix. Oh, goodness gracious. Might want to look at those Vonix upgrades, huh? Right, these are used for the heat exchanger as well. At Mark III. So, yeah, and, to make Mark IVs. Great. To make Mark IV mechanical parts. Wonderful. Beautiful stuff. Yeah. Alright, well, now I know. That the actual mechanical part 3s not immediately useful, but their parts are for various other things. Already making plasmonic cores, already have neuromorphic chips, already have the electrolytic capacitors in here. I think, like, the only thing that's not being made is this ethyl cyanoacrylate. From cyanoacetate. From even more ethanol. Wonderful. Even more ethanol. Alright, that is that. Let me go here. Look at Purple Science. Purple Science, we still need to make the infused Nextlit cartridges and for, like, the control units and all that good stuff, but this is what I would refer to as a 1-1-1-1-1 build. As in, we only need one of all of these various buildings in order to get what we need. So, within minutes, we will have the ability to make these. I just need to find my hydrogen peroxide, which I probably need to bring in. I probably need to bring that stuff in. Do I even have a peroxide? I do have a DH2O2. Do I have an MH2O2? I do have an MH2O2. Where is it? It is here. Okay. Cool. As it turns out, I've got it, and I'm already bringing it in. Where's that H2O2? H2O2! You are here. You go straight up and over and aren't really getting used for too much. Sure, I'll try to sneak it in over here as best I can, that is. That's not the correct recipe. This was the recipe. Now how to get water. Oh. Oh, I guess I already have lithium hydroxide production, so check that box. Check that box. Check that box. You're going to be limited by high-tech circuits, but that's okay. And that just leaves this doohickey. Tholins. Over yonder. We shall Tholen. Actually, all the way over yonder, I think. That, as they say, is that. We are about to take a break within the next 5 seconds here, as the stream hits the halfway point for the day. There's my alarm. When I return, I will set up so that the bots can actually deliver these science packs when they eventually get made, down to my science processing. I am of course not currently working on a purple science pack. We are actually not done with blue science yet, or we're not done with Pi 3 science techs yet. There are purple sciences that I want to take that I will take before continuing to clear out this level of tech. I specifically working on purple technologies to the point of being able to make beacons. Essentially, that is ultimately my next goal, is being able to make all of the things that make beacons so that I can have a supply of beacons and a theoretically infinite supply of beacons. At which point then I get to downsize the entire base and build with beacons. That'll be great, and ideally at some point the fix to the scripts will be pushed, or I pull it off of GitHub and incorporate it into the game so that we could potentially upgrade beacons to the Bob's beacon too at some point. But for now, break time. I'll be back in a few minutes. I have returned. Welcome back. We have just theoretically finished with production science, bearing in mind that production science will not move until Zungroar start producing an excess amount of cocoons, of their cocoons. So, that's gonna be a while. To be 100% clear about this, that will take a long time for that to happen. Right now, there are 4 active buildings in a build of currently 48 buildings. So, yeah, it will be a while. It will be a while before that comes online. It will be very similar with the Vonix venom glands, although I think that the Vonix will be quicker to move, assuming I get any freaking quality food anytime soon. What are you missing now? What are you missing now? What am I? I'm blind. What are you missing? Salt? Salt? Do I not? Seriously? Do I seriously not have salt in my mall? What? What? Oh yeah, something else I did off screen that I completely forgot about. Between streams, I did this and this. I am now making Mark IV sap trees. The best of the sap trees. It is extremely simple to make these. It is basically the same thing as the Mark IIIs, which was basically the same thing as the Mark IIs. Sodium alginate and fertilizer and planter boxes, and that's about it. The previous level of thingies to do the initial upgrades. Yeah, so these needed level 3 trees, and it appears that at this point I have actually upgraded all of my Mark III trees to get the seeds for making Mark IV sap trees. And then the sap, once you have initial Mark IV sap trees upgraded from Mark III sap trees, put them into sap extractors to produce Mark IV sap. You'll get Mark IV sap. This requires Mark IV trees, by the way, to get the sap out of it. And yeah, just process the Mark IV sap into additional seeds, and the seeds will become trees, grown into trees with this stuff here, muddy sludge. Okay, that, as they say, is that. I also have the level 3 trees, the Mark III trees in abundance, so I don't have to worry about trees ever again. At least until Mark IVs. Cough, cough. Alright. Let us continue by expanding the grid here. Expand my coverage. I'm gonna need you to do that. And I will manually build that. I just need to get down to my labs initially. Speaking of, what technologies am I currently working on? I don't really need that starch. Nor do I need oil power. Like, I don't need these things. The Cotton Gut 3s is ideal. I would like, of course, to have better recipes for Cotton Gut. But I think outside of a Vrauk stage 4, not too keen on giving these guys honeycombs, cough, hack, wheeze, and growth factor. Not too keen with Vrauk on giving them their best recipes. So for all intents and purposes, I think I am basically finished with regular techs at this point, at this tech level, once I pick up the thingy there. I don't really need this inserter tech. I don't really need it, per se. It would make him a little bit cheaper overall to make, but I'll leave it as is. So, at Purple Science, do I get a speed upgrade, worker speed upgrade? I get both a speed and a cargo upgrade. Fantastic. I get a speed and a cargo, but that's... that should not be my priority. My priority should be getting as, like, 2 effect transmission, which is a tech that I have, right? It's a tech that I technically have already, but we need to get to Wind Power Stage 4. We need to pick up all of these red techs. AKA, we need to get the... Oh, I actually need Renewables Stage 3. Great. Verge. I need Wind Power Stage 3. I need... The rest should be purples. I need a lot of purples. I need a lot of purples. Oh, goodness. Right. This gets me into intelligent units, ultimately. So we're gonna have to unlock all of the things that lead into intelligent units. And into a few things beyond that. Yeah. So, realistically speaking, if I look at intelligent units, this would be a better give me a better idea of what I really need here. Is there anything that would be immediately useful of this stuff? That would be useful in that it would give me a molten recipe for niobium titanium alloy. And then I guess it's just take tax? Goodness, it's gonna be so long that I may actually just do those bot upgrades. Yeah, I'm gonna take these bot upgrades. There was also a battery upgrade. Oh, there's a series of battery upgrades. I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna hold off on that. Now there is this concept, but I don't need it. I don't need any of these. That is a good way of getting sulfuric acid from acid gas. There's like this interesting loop that you used to be able to do that I'm pretty sure you could still do that can lead back into petroleum gas from aromatics. Like you can go aromatics into petroleum gas and use the aromatics from this to offset the petroleum gas cost. And get a really good ratio between acid gas and sulfuric acid. I'm not sure if this is productive or not. I have to check that. So this is at least somewhat relevant. Oh, there's a capacity upgrade for stack inserters. 2 of them. 3 of them. 3 upgrades. If I so desired. And the third one is a +2. And that one's a +2. And that one's a +1. So +5. Oh boy. Not necessary now. Accessing Mark III buildings is also important, extremely important on these in particular, because these would allow me an extra 40% productivity to making Circuit 2s and Circuit 3s and Circuit 1s. Plus all, or a big chunk of their ingredients. Having an extra 40% on top of the 80% that I have right now from 2 modules going to 3 is absolutely worthwhile. It'll cost nanostructured material, which is huge, expensive. In fact, I probably should do this first. I wish I could... Ow. Claw. Careful, baby. I wish I could just reorder. I wish I could reorder this, but I can't, and I'm lazy. So I'll do that eventually. Just know that I will eventually have purple science, and that I will eventually get some text with it. Alright, off I go. Let us build. Let us build. And walk down here. Oh, goodness gracious. Huh. Yeah, I need to add a, like, supplemental line. Really? Alright, I'm gonna place this here. Now, who was purple? Whose production? This one on this outside lane. Therefore, this outside lane, or inside lane, whatever, will need that. Production science. All of it. Bring it. It'll be on the proper lane. Good. Good. Everything is as the world should be. I should be limited by Pi 3. That means everything is working as anticipated, and it's moving. Though everything is absolutely working as anticipated. If this is the bottleneck, this should be the bottleneck on science. Fantastic. Very much happy to see that. Things are working out as intended. I'll expand this grid between streams down below and, like, delete you, and in fact, I could just tell it to delete it now if I really wanted to. I don't. I'll do that between streams. It's satisfying deleting things. It's also not a good idea for me to delete things while streaming, because running my streaming software reduces my frame rate by about 10 frames per second. Not even kidding. It goes down significantly. I would be in the 40s, around mid 40s to 50s, occasionally spiking depending on what's going on in the base. Right. I sorta could use an extra supplemental input, but whatever. Okay, let us work on getting into some mechanical part 3s. What do I need to think about here? / worry about here? I have everything but advanced castings in my mall. It's really weird to think of it that way, but as it turns out, yeah, I actually have everything but for the advanced sand castings, or the advanced castings here already, and I can bring in wax if I don't already have wax, which I think I do? Do I have an M for wax? I do not seemingly have M wax. I have an M wax. I am blind. It's right here, dummy. Here's wax. It's already here. Oh, then let's just build it. I've got all of those things. Alright, wax. Which one are you? You're here. Now, it's convenient, actually, having this in my mall for the advanced castings. I wish it was productive, but oh well. It's useful to have this here because advanced castings are valuable to have. They're worthwhile. There are things that are worth casting with advanced castings, even with Bob's modules. In particular, niobium pipe and multipurpose pipes. Those will always be worthwhile to do advanced castings on because, well, the niobium versions completely remove the need for the niobium plates. You replace it with complex, which isn't as difficult to make as the plates are. You save resources that way. You, in fact, save on nitrogen, and you save on salt. You save on nitrogen and salt, and I need to go here and replace these with level 8 modules to get even more output. This is like 1,000 niobium complex. I did end up scaling the plates a bit at some point, so I have enough plates. Yeah, I need to make this excessively productive and get these to minus 80% on efficiency, because right now they're at half that. They're at 40. These need to be 80% efficient. And all of this whole chain needs to be productive. So I have infinite resource of those. Infinity things is always nice to see and have. Right, so over here we've got the molten super steel and the super steel, which is currently being made and used, but oh well. This guy right here, yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy right here that uses those advanced castings. And it also upgrades from the previous version of the shafts up to the Mark IIIs. And the previous version of the shaft also needs to be, casted. Which is really weird that the Mark I shaft does not cast, and yet the Mark IIs and IIIs, and I guess and IVs, do. There might be a recipe that does it as like an extra alt recipe at some point, we'll see. So that's the shafts done. Mark III shafts. They'll go and they'll be happy. Next, let's make the ethyl cyanoacrylate by starting with cyanoacetate. We go from acetate to acrylate. This guy needs to be near a source of ethanol. Yet another source of ethanol. Ethanol. I'm gonna put this right here. And then over here, there should also be a thing for the, the sulfuric. Bring that over. As for the cyanic, I don't know where that ended up. Where is cyanic? How far does it go? It goes here before going up. I need it to go over a little bit more. Of course. Would I play with, like, angels and bobs with Pi? So my thought with that is that it makes the experience easier. It fundamentally makes the experience easier. A bit much. By a bit much. And I'm generally inclined to not. But we shall see. We shall see. That's my opinion on the matter. We shall see. Did I just actually... it would appear as if I have. Yes, it goes to there. Alright, now I know. So this is me trying to sneak in my cyanic. From down below. God, that's unfortunate positioning. Oh well. Huh. I'm out of hot air? Oh boy. There we go. Your headset was unplugged? Oh good. I said it will depend upon what it's like when it releases. I said that in general, running with angels, bobs, and pi all together tends to make the experience easier. And I will be reserving judgment until after it's released as to whether or not I would be interested in playing a full campaign with it. Bobs and angels are fundamentally easier than Pionon's mods, and where there is overlap, angels and bobs methods are always easier than pies. With a few exceptions, pies will usually win out on being able to mine resources compared to angels. Because with angels, you have to do an entire set of processing to end up with usable ores to make actual plates out of, and with your ore processing from angels refining. But with pi, you can just straight up mine tin, and you can just straight up mine most of your resources, vast majority of your resources, and basically skip angels refining of like getting stereotype into iron, for example. And then angels, like the actual metal refining processing, that is easier than pies. So being able to actually take your iron ore and convert it into iron plates ends up being much easier through angels processing. What about angels, bobs, mad clowns, Momo tweaks, 30 psi plus pi? Well, I've never played with Momo tweaks, and I've never played with 30 psi. I've played with mad clowns. Mad clowns makes it actually different. I didn't play with all of it, I think. I didn't play with the, like, science changes in Mad Clowns, but... So Mad Clowns is like an extension to Angels. It adds things that at the time were, like, notably missing. Different ways of getting into more advanced stuff and adding more advanced stuff. Different uses for different things. Even then, have they even added, like, uses for all of the metal things? Like, is there even a use for gunmetal? And the other stuff? There's other advanced metals that, like, didn't actually have a use before. They just existed for, like, other mods to use, but, like, why? Why have a thing exist for other mods to use that, and you're never going to use it in your own mod? Like, what? Huh? Why spend the time to be able to make the thing? Anyway, stuffs. Ethanol, what's your problem? What's the holdup? What is the holdup? Oh yeah, potatoes. Potatoes would help. Potatoes? Tufra? Okay, it is simply a bottleneck on Tufra production. That I can live with. I can work on that between streams. I can fix that between streams. This is fine. This is fine. Speaking of Tufra, have I even upgraded yet? Or have I even picked? No, I haven't even picked my Tufra upgrade at this point. What would I pick? What would I pick? Probably option 1. But I don't think any of these options are particularly exciting on Tufra because of the existence of smart farming, specifically. Oh, right, that's this tech level, isn't it? That's purple science. Hello. Oh, but I don't get 2 for 2 utility. Oh boy. I just want to remind Pyandon that if you lock something behind utility science, chances are no one's ever going to use it, period. Yeah, just gonna throw that concept out there that if it's behind utility science, chances are no one's gonna use it. It comes way too late to be of use. Like, you give us smart farming, you give us the one thing that we need to make for that uses smart farming, the one thing that's needed for science. That is the only time we will ever use smart farms. It is like the one time we will ever use smart farms. Ah. And I reiterate, it will be the one time we ever use smart farms. I stand by this. If it is utility, it is too late, because the distance between utility and space science is non-existent. The actual amount of time that you spend at utility science before getting space science is non-existent. There is no gap between these two things, effectively. There is not really any gap whatsoever. You make utility, and then you place the buildings down to make the things that make space science, and you are done. And I don't believe that that has changed in the slightest. For making space science versus utility science. And there wasn't a pi science added between utility and space. Yeah, but like, this stuff is stuff that you will mostly have at utility science already, or comes very, very quickly upon getting utility. So I want to point out that the gap between utility science and space science is 4 techs. Okay? It is 4 technologies. Total. Between utility and space. If there is anything that happens at utility science, it is not going to happen. It is just not going to happen. Because these techs, I believe that all of them... Oh, and that's quote-unquote space science pack. That is for satellites. Excuse me. Quantum computing needs, like is one step removed. Woohoo. Quantum computing is one step removed. You do need to launch rockets to get the destabilized Toxorus. You need to launch satellites to get the destabilized Toxorus. You need this stuff, which is placing buildings at this point. You need this stuff, which is placing up the building at this point. Place the building, place the building, place the building. And that's it. You're done. You're done. You're done. All of the other ingredients here can be made at before utility science, leading into utility science. All the ingredients to make these, like, junctions and the superfluids. These are things that you have already made to make these things. It is plop the building. You're good. Plop the building, request the stuff, and go. Especially if you've been making the things for Mark IV buildings. Leading into utility science. Like, okay, sure. Like, leading into, yeah, utility science itself has technologies that unlock Mark IV stuff. So, I mean, sure, you will be ready to do Mark IV things at that point. But if you've gone through all of the effort, if you have gone through all of the effort to build all the things for utility science, you probably already have everything that you need to go to the end of the game at that point. It's really dumb that there's so much at utility science that could be useful, but ends up not being because it's such a short trip getting from utility to space. And apparently going from Pi 4 to utility is just 2 steps long. Like, what? Okay. So we need solar power 3 and we need photovoltaics 3 and we can get utility science. Because apparently everything else is already available to you before you get access to Pi 4. Alright, so the end of the game is going to be excessively quick. I say excessively quick. No. It is very fast by comparison to every other tech level in the game. Every other semblance of progression in the game, it goes by really fast. And it can go by really fast if you are planning on it going really fast. You can take your time, but I'm probably not. We shall see. Yes, Pi is quick at the end of the game. It is very quick at the end of the game, and there are techs that you can take that will actually like help a lot and make it much faster. I'm going to spend a lot of time at purple specifically. Once I unlock beacons, I'm going to spend a lot more time actually transitioning to a beacon base than what the end of the game will take ultimately. Anyway, that being said, I need to now remember that I have done this thing, this step of this thing, and it will run when I eventually get ethanol. Next, I have this guy. Where do I have formaldehyde? Is a wonderful question. I have it. I remember making it somewhere. Where is that icon for formaldehyde? Am I? There it is. Hello. It is literally right next to me. Yes, it is. It is a mess. It is a mess, and it is a mess on purpose because this is what it devolves in. What the game devolves into. Once you say to hell with it, and want to actually start making progress in a timely manner. I could have done everything like on the rail network and individual factories along the rail network and have a whole bunch more trains and have some semblance of order, but you know what? This is faster. This takes less time. So I'm going to do this in this way because it takes less time. It takes significantly less time. That's a few things. Why, hello there. That would be the utility box 3. We also have this guy. This is the hydraulics. Hydraulic systems. Oh joy, hydraulics, hello. You eat the ethyl cyanoacrylate. You need both grease and lube. Well, aren't you special? You're gonna be eating up my grease and my lube. How dare you? How dare you eat grease and lube? Who the hell do you think you are? Eating up both grease and lubricant. What are you? Gearbox Mark III. Ah, I see. So I'm going to need to bring in grease. And lube. I have to bring in the lube. I have the grease here. It's flowing freely. I have not, at this point, have put a request for lube. I'm thinking. I am thinking. Thinking. I want it. I want it. I want it here. It can't fit here because of this fuel stop. Can I delete this fuel stop? I can. I can and I will. I will attempt to relocate this particular fuel stop somewhere else. Probably just flip it, put it here. You know what? I'll go ahead and do that now. In fact... Oh. Well then. I guess it's going here. I actually don't need that fluid input. I actually don't need that. I just need rocket fuel. At the moment. I will eventually need... I will need to be able to process next lit batteries, and I will need to carry with me a lot of next lit batteries and put at each of my fuel stops buffers of next lit batteries, large enough buffers of next lit batteries, so that I will always be able to supply incoming trains with fresh batteries, since it will take longer to recharge uncharged batteries than the train will have patience for to sit and wait at the station to get refueled. So there needs to be enough to fuel the trains that come in. And I need to be very careful with having enough particle accelerators to process at the rate at which they will be consumed. Rocket fuel. Come on down. And it needs to get to this specific stop before any other trains feel like coming on in. Which at this point I think is a grand total of 0. Every single train that exists in the base that is active should have swapped out its fuel by now. The only trains that probably don't have their fuel swapped are trains that are not moving anyway. Anything that moves should be upgraded at this point. I can think of one train that probably still has gas cans, and that is the molten salt train. The molten salt train. So, yep, these guys are almost here. One benefit of the rocket fuel is that the trains do not need to refuel all that often. And they go fast. They go fast. The next lit trains, when I upgrade to them, are not going to be appreciably faster in terms of top speed, but they are going to have better acceleration. That's where they will shine. And they will hold twice as much stuff. Yeah, no. That important, really important part. They will go ever so slightly faster, but they will move twice as much stuff to do so while doing so. And that is wonderful. Lube. I did all this just so I could bring in lube here. Lube. Give me lube. Let there be lube. Glorious lube. That's a few things. And I have all of them. Isn't it wonderful? We will have Gearbox Mark 3s. Yay. Next. While I'm here. Bonk. Do I have the things? Ish. Yes, I do have neuromorphics. They will come. They are requested from the train network. They are made on the train network. They will arrive eventually. More of them will arrive eventually. So that is the electronics Mark III. I just want to point out this is the electronics Mark III that is just immediately being made. Just by virtue of having access to all of these ingredients in a robot-based factory. Next, brakes. Mark III brakes. Oh, would you look at that? I basically have all this stuff here. We're waiting on additional Nextlit antimony alloy as well as the ethyl cyanoacrylate as before. But yeah, I have all of these things getting made in here. And then it's... To get one, it's 2 of these, but I don't really care about 1 versus half at this point, like the actual rate of the production. So then it's that, and that, and that, and that. I guess I'm not bringing in acrylic in the mall. Oh, we've got our shafts. Shafts are being made. Am I really not importing acrylic? Let me check. Let's check about this acrylic. I should have acrylic. I am not. Okay, I do not have an M acrylic. By the way, did you know that that's a feature of Train Spy Manager? Did you know that exists? I only recently just noticed, thought that, hey, maybe this is a search. Because of course I've seen this thing listed here before, this empty slot. I've seen it before. It never really occurred to me. Yeah, TSM, Train Spy Manager. It never really occurred to me that, hey, is this a filter, like a search filter? And yeah, totally, it is totally a search filter. I wish it worked properly. Acrylic. There we go. Words. When I have acrylic? Question mark? Yeah. Yes, this is TSM. Hey, acrylic. Oh, it's just delivering to PyScience. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, I should absolutely have acrylic. Oh, I have the ability to just make acrylic in the mall. Minus the natural gas, I guess. With the exception of natural gas, I would totally be able to make acrylic at the mall. I've got both of these items. I have both of these things being made here with maximum productivity. Anyway, that is... that's mechanical part 3's. Okay. That's production science set up and mechanical part 3's set up. Next, trains. Trains. Where do I want to build my trains? Let's go here. The locomotives should be under Pi Industries. So we need you. We need you. And we need you. Bonk, bonk, bonk. I need full boxes of these. So I'm totally making... Hello, Ollie. Ollie hath arrived again. Hello, kitty. Hello, big boy. Yeah. Yeah, big Ollie. There's the big face of the big boy. Yeah, there's the big Ollie. He has arrived. Yeah, you're coming to say hi. With Dolly behind my head still. Oh, you switched sides on me. You switched direction! Yeah, you switched direction, baby. Hello, Ollie. The big kitty. We've got both of the kitties. Both of the kitties are here. There we go. Hi. Big Ollie. You're sitting. Do you wanna relax? You wanna relax? You're just sitting. You're sitting. Well, that's gonna make those things. Great, I'll have the floating wagons, which also means I will have the floating fluid wagons as well. Question, what is stopping me from upgrading the wagons only on the existing trains? I think the answer to that is nothing. Nothing should be stopping me from just upgrading the existing wagons on my trains. Is there even a reason to go to the high-tech floating locomotive itself? Outside of if I'm going to replace everything, if I'm going to replace all of the wagons, then I may as well also replace the locomotive itself, because it's the same process overall to do this. So this locomotive, the only thing that it has going for it is that it has better acceleration than the current train. Let me clear something I'm okay with clearing from my hotbar, or just, select, do this. Yeah, close that. Go here, and we can do this versus this, right? So the advanced locomotive has max speed 281, but that isn't actually true, because I am giving these rocket fuel, which gives it 180% vehicle acceleration, as well as 115% vehicle top speed. This is actually 80% and 15% multipliers. So we add 80% and we add 15% for max speed as well as acceleration. And if I go to my personal locomotive, I should be able to get accurate numbers on these. So, looking up there, we have Vehicle top speed, or max speed, is 281 plus 42. Which is 323. What if you put in speed modules? What do you mean, put in speed modules? There's no modules. There's no modules that add speed to the trains. I do not believe that there are, anyway. And even if there were something that would do so in an equipment grid, trains don't take modules. They don't take modules. So, 323 speed, and then 900 plus 720 is 1.62 megawatts, 1.62 megawatts of acceleration power, versus the high-tech floating locomotive, which is 324 max speed, which is 1 kilometer an hour more than the advanced locomotive, and its acceleration power is 800 kilowatts, which is half 1.62. Yes, the point is that it's different fuel, so does this give me vehicle acceleration? Yes, it does. So my next point, my literal next point, was to see, what do next lit batteries do? Do they have acceleration and top speed? Yes, they do. So the vehicle acceleration being 200% would mean that you are doubling the acceleration power to 1600 flat, which is still 20 kilowatts less than a rocket fuel powered advanced locomotive. However, the top speed goes up by 50%. Bringing it to 486. So it will have about the same acceleration, a little bit lower acceleration, but it will also be 50% faster than the existing trains. It will be 50% faster. They will need to refuel more often as a downside. Rocket fuel is... Oh. Yeah, rocket fuel is stack size... Oh, no, they're the same stack size, so never mind. Unless there's fewer slots for fuel in these. I'll have to check what the... Once one is made, I'll have to check the number of fuel slots. Because as it stands, I can fit a gigajoule of energy in an advanced locomotive with rocket fuel. Gigajoule or half? No, I can fit... What am I thinking? I can fit 5 gigajoules of rocket fuel. Each stack of rocket fuel is a gigajoule. So I can fit 5 gigajoules in a advanced locomotive versus the high-tech locomotive, depending on how many slots for fuel it has, I would hope would be higher, because then it would actually need to refuel less often. But we are waiting on these electronics, hydraulics, and utility boxes. I guess we're waiting on hydraulics and utility boxes at this point. Whereas these guys are just building. I've just got these Nextlit wagons at this point, which hold twice as much stuff and overall are going to weigh a lot less as well. So that's the other variable here with acceleration, is that the weight of the wagons matters. Now, I did this comparison with just the locomotives because the wagons doesn't really matter what wagon you use, right? As long as it's consistent between the two, you can make an accurate comparison. So I was comparing whether or not I should just use the Nextlit wagons on the advanced trains, locomotives, as an example. But we just saw that, oh, actually, because the fuel of the Nextlit trains, the Nextlit batteries, have better bonuses than rocket fuel. As it turns out, the Nextlit trains will end up moving at a top speed that's 50% faster, as well as accelerate about the same as the advanced locomotive would. So, because of that, I do think that I will do the transition to the advanced locomotive. Oh, and I guess there's one other thing to check, right? There's the, there is such a thing as a quantum battery. Which, yeah, I believe is this one. The quantum battery is able to upgrade the superior floating locomotive. So the superior floating locomotive at the next final phase, this one has max speed that is 367 with a 700 kilowatt acceleration power and lower weight. There's also a weight difference between these locomotives that should also be considered with acceleration, but this guy has 350% acceleration and 250% top speed. Wonderful. So that top speed, 367, gets more than doubled. Yeah, that's a times 2.5. That's 917.5 max speed. That's 917.5 kilometers per hour top speed on the superior floating locomotive. And then the 700 times 3.5 is it's 2.45 megawatts of acceleration power. So basically, it's going to accelerate to its top speed nearly instantaneously, and it's going to travel more than, or about twice as fast as the previous tier of train. And not quite 3 times as fast as my current tier of train. So that will be worth the upgrade as well. It's just unfortunate that it takes stupid amounts of time to actually upgrade my locomotives. I've got, how many of them? I have 608 of them that would need to be upgraded, replaced with high-tech floating locomotives. So the concept of having to build all of this stuff to build or to make more than 600 of them to do these replacements is a bit daunting. Anyway, what is the next thing to do? What can I do? Have I even made biobatteries? Hold on. I should have, right? For you. Yeah. You know what? I haven't made these. I don't have control panels. Hold up. I just did not notice, I guess. Biobatteries are only needed for this right now. So chances are I have not actually been able to build this. The control panel 3s, those were where? That was... Huh? That was... Huh? What? Not you. You've built the utility box. Have I even done the control panel 3s? Have I even made them? Do I even need them? Oh, I don't even need them. Okay. That's a thing. Sure. What would I need the control panel 3s for? Oh, the turbines. Yeah, I should probably make those, huh? I should do that. Yeah. I should do that. So that means biobatteries as well. Alright then. So, hey, biobattery. What building do I need for you? Oh, it's just one of those. Okay. Fine. Please be. Yes, thank goodness. I need the alien enzymes. Or alien bacteria, excuse me, for you. Control panel 3s. There you go. I should be able to get all this stuff here. The neodymiums I'll need to bring in. I think I have a request for nanofibrils already. I can check as the game hangs to bring up this list of requesters. This is every single requester. Nanofibrils. I don't have a mole nanofibril. Okay, so I'll need to add that. And then I'll need to add the other doohickey. Oh god. Really? You don't, like, cache this list? Wow, that's dumb. Okay. Well then, M nanofibrils and M what now? What was the other doohickey? Neodymium magnets. Those are not stacked. Okay. We have about 15 minutes left in today's stream. Ollie is comfies. Yes, your comfies. Yeah. Yes, your lickies. Gosh, I can't believe we're at this point already where I'm like running out of things to do until science happens and techs happen. Oh boy. Oh joy. Actual joy in this case. So let me go over to the turbine area so I can add a building to make the next level of turbine. That would be you. Okay, steam turbine, Mark III, set to craft. You're on episode 7? Thoroughly enjoy the content? Well, thank you so much for that. There are quite a few more streams for you to get through. We're on like we are on day 49. So yeah, you got like 40 streams to get through. One of them was only like half a stream though, I think because of connection issues. There's a few streams where we had connection issues. But yeah. Good luck getting through all this stuff. And yeah, I just the nature of Planet mods, I cannot possibly have everything that I do being streamed for this series. It is there are a lot of repetitive, tedious builds that I would much rather do off stream. If folks would like to see more of that, you can make it so that I don't really have a choice but to do that by helping you support the stream and get me to stream more often by doing so. That would be like the thing to do. Bring more people in. That's a step. That's an important thing. Have folks come watch. More folks watching is always better. More folks becoming members, more folks leaving super chats, leaving tips, etc. More folks with YouTube Premium watching. All of that will help grow the channel. Help grow ideally also on the Patreon on patreon.com/TakuShowboat. I've got that as well. All of that will help out ideally until we get to a point where I will feel comfortable with adding a stream day, or 2, or 3. Ideally, at some point, I would like to stream 5 days a week, but currently not able to do so. Not capable of doing so. Doing so would not be good for me. Bad things will happen if I do so. Currently. If I were to attempt to do so, very, very bad things will end up happening, and I will not be very happy for very long, to say the least. So, what are we up to now? What are we up to now? I think I just have to bring in that alien bacteria. I should have lithium niobate being made. Da-ba-da! Frick, I thought I moved out of the way in time. Great. Fantastic. Thank you for wasting my time. And what partially sucks is that it will take a while to pick up all of that stuff that I had on me. Getting here just in time. Get me back yonder. And I've got to bring the stuff over. This stuff needs to be brought all the way over. Logistics automatically starts off. I don't need to. You need to remind me to turn it back on again once I pick up all the stuff. That's where I run into issues. Is I tend to forget that it automatically turns itself off when you die. And then I end up building something 20 million miles away and run out of something that I should not run out of. And like, what's going on? Did I not restock? Oh, wait. They're not going to restock me. Now, where was this? Game. It would be nice if you kept that death indicator a little bit longer. So this will take a little bit. This will take a little bit because of my settings for the infinite inventory mod. It's basically bringing in like 50 or 48 at a time, stacks at a time. Do I even need to do this, or could I just, like... No. Unfortunately, I cannot just control left click to bring more stuff in. It just doesn't work. And you can't have an open inventory, because the infinite inventory mod does not dynamically add inventory spaces when you have the inventory open. It must be closed for it to add the stuff. So either we sit here and we do this, or I open, add, close, open, add, close, open, add, close, and it would take the same amount of time. Almost got everything though. We've still got some large stacks of some items. Like my 4.9K seaweed Mark IV, there we go. Grabbed all the seaweed. Right now, the big stacks are gone. And that is that. Oh gosh. Hello there, stuff. Welcome back. Turn on. Personal logistics. And now the really fun part, where we get to run another pipe. From this guy to this guy. Yes, from you. Hello, you. Wonderful. Is this a good line? I'll find out. I'll find out real quick if this is a good line or not. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba. This is a workable line. Okay. It just needs to actually make the alien bacteria. That's a key point. It just needs to get the serine in, which appears to be a minor issue. Oh yeah, you're limited by helium. Oh look, more stuff here being limited by things. What is the problem with... What? You. Is it just speed of things? Why are you not upgraded? Hello? Why are you not Mark IIs? Am I within range of a beacon? The answer to that is no! Move faster. I have declared that thou shalt go fast. Yeah, it just needs the magnet delivery. Oh god, did I stack my magnets? Hello, magnets. I requested them and I saw them arrive. Magnets. Oh. Oh. That would help quite considerably. Just add circuit 3s and biobatteries, which will happen as soon as the alien bacteria gets here, and we will be good to go on that. Okay, that is all of the stuff I would need, I suppose, to make the steam turbine 3s, which puts me in a good position for like between stream work for over the weekend, but not sure how much I'm going to do over the weekend, considering I'm currently chewing through the content that was added in Genshin Impact yesterday. Really day before, night before, but yeah, I've been going through that. I'm almost cleared it, but yeah. Oh, I will be clearing it going into the weekend. So, not quite as much time devoted to this, but there should be plenty to work out something, figure out something. Hey, let's go up to here and get those magnets done, ideally before my robots do. There we go. There we go. Bring the magnets! Get those magnets to the bio batteries. They are required. In the meantime, still waiting on stuff to go through its positive feedback loops over here. How are these buildings? We're still at 4. We've still got 4 active buildings. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Oh, this is definitely just being limited by Mukmo. Oh. But why, though? Why we no muck? Why we no muck? My ox. My oxen. What's your problem still? I think it's the tufra. It's the tufra. I need to scale the tufra for the quality food. So that will be on the agenda of stuff for me to do between streams is get more tufra. And that is the end of the stream for the day. We have reached the conclusion of our 3-hour stream. You seriously don't have salt still? Did I do all of that and not request salt? I totally got sidetracked and didn't request salt? What the actual hell am I thinking? You know what? I'm gonna do this. This will be the last thing that we do today. I'm going to bring salt in. I will need one of these. It would help if I selected properly. I need you over here. I need all the stupid thingies. Wires. Of course. Wire. You know what would help? In, like, Factorio 2? You know what would be? What would be great? When I do a search for wires, you know how it filters the crafting menu to only show me wires? Why does it not do that to your inventory also? Why does it not filter your inventory to find what you're looking for? And it only, like, highlights the objects that it matches? Why does it only highlight? Why can I not filter this? Like, if I'm searching for something, I only want to see what I'm searching for. It would be so much easier to find what I'm looking for if it was a filtered search of the stuff in my inventory. Like, you have the technology to sort the items in my inventory automatically. Surely you should have the technology to filter it when I search. Ah, boy. Anyway, this is salt. Bring me my infinity salt. Thank you. That is the end. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Show, but if you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. I will be back with more of our series here on Tuesday, ideally transitioning into some purple science stuff. I hope to see you all then.